Hey everybody, this is the 6th video on a playlist of pre-calculus final exam review videos. In this particular video, we are solving a logarithmic equation, log base 4 of x equals -1/2. Now, before I get started, for anyone that is really quite good and visual with the graphs of things like log and exponential, maybe you remember that log is the inverse of exponential, and the graph is sort of like a twisted sideways exponential graph. And log base 4 in this case, we'll have 1 unit over on this axis here, then we'll go over 4 and up 1, because like 4 to what, if I plug in 4 for x, 4 to what power is 4, the answer is 1. Then after that, if I went way, down over there, I would go to 16. If I plug in 16 for x, 4 to what power is 16, it would be 2. So that would be 2 up, and so on and so forth. But, this is, this is good enough right here. Oop, we go back. So the graph is going to look something like this for anyone that does remember. The only reason I mention is, and that's 1 right there, right, is the log base 4 of x. If that equals -1/2, -1/2 is going to be somewhere here. It's going to correspond to an x value between 0 and 1, so your answer should be something greater than 0 but less than 1, and that's just a good way to narrow down choices on a multiple choice or something to that effect, okay? So I just wanted to mention that. If you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about there, well, then you don't know graphing as well as somebody else might know it. But let's go ahead and solve this. So now, when you're solving for x in a logarithmic equation, chances are you're going to have to incorporate the inverse of log, and that inverse is exponential. So I'm going to rewrite this in exponential form using b to the y equals x. Now x is not always x, conveniently it is in this case. B, our base is 4, to the y, -1/2 power, equals x. All I did was rewrite the form. Now I want to solve for x. Essentially I kind of am solved for x, but we can do better. X equals, so a negative exponent implies I can move it from numerator to denominator or vice versa. So this is really 4 to the 1/2 power. From there, 1/2 power is the same as a square root. If you don't know that, you need to know that, okay? That's non-negotiable if you're in pre-calc. And then the square root of 4 is equal to 2. So the final answer is that x equals 1/2. And that is it, finito. Now, you could have done this without rewriting it as a square root, of course, in this step over there, right? We could replace 4 with 2 squared to the 1/2, and then you can multiply your powers. 2 times 1/2 is 1, and 2 to the 1 is 2, and 1/2 is, of course, again, 1/2. But whatever way you do it, that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the answer. X is equal to 1/2, and like I said, it should be a number between 0 and 1, and it is. So if you are happy and you love it, thumbs it up. Less, so much, not so much, go ahead, thumbs down. Questions, comments, concerns, feedback, and requests, go in the comment section. Check the description box for links to elaborate on examples like this one. They're all labeled. There's a full playlist on exponential and logarithmic type of equations, or you go to the playlist provided by the thumbnail on the screen at the end of this video. That's it for now. Adios.